Here is the latest travel advisories from the Go Travel as of September 25, 2020. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell to receive instant travel advisory updates. Ang mga sumusunod ay ang mga basic requirements kapag kayo ay sasakay ng barko ng To Go Travel. Para sa mga LSI, ang mga requirements ay medical clearance certificate issued by City Municipal Health Office, travel authorization from PNP, and valid ID. For OFW or returning overseas Filipinos, ang mga requirements ay Bureau of Quarantine Certificate, passport with arrival stamp, ID with proof of residence, and acceptance letter from LGU. Para naman po sa authorized persons outside of residence, ang mga requirements ay medical clearance certificate issued by City or Municipal Health Office, company ID, certificate of employment. May mga additional important requirements po ang mga LGU, lalo na sa mga lugar na under MECQ. Para sa Manila to Bacolod, ang mga requirements ay for locally stranded individuals or LSI, ang mga additional requirements para sa mga pasahero na nanggaling sa Manila papuntang Bacolod. Notice of coordination from the receiving LGU and registration in s-pass.ph is encouraged. Para sa mga pasahero na papuntang Bacolod City ay hindi po sila pinapayagan na makasakay ng barko dahil Bacolod City is under MECQ from September 8 to September 30. Samantalang, ang mga pasahero na nanggaling sa Manila papuntang other cities and municipalities of Negros Occidental are allowed to travel. Para naman sa mga Apors or authorized persons outside of residence from Manila to Bacolod, a negative RT-PCR test is required, released within 3 days prior to entry in the port. Para sa returning overseas Filipinos, ang additional requirements for Manila to Bacolod is a negative RT-PCR test, a notice of coordination from the receiving LGU, and registration in s-pass.ph is also encouraged. Bacolod City bound are not allowed since Bacolod City is under MECQ from September 8 to September 30. Samantalang, ang mga pasahero bound to other cities and municipalities of Negros Occidental are allowed to travel. Para naman po sa Manila to Iloilo, ang mga additional requirements for LSI are notice of coordination from the receiving LGU and registration in s-pass.ph. Iloilo City bound are not allowed to travel since Iloilo City is under MECQ from September 24 to October 9. Samantalang, ang mga pasahero na nanggaling from Manila to other provinces of Iloilo, Guimaras, and Antique are allowed to travel. Para naman po sa Apor, ang mga basic requirements lang po ang dadalhin papuntang Barko. Para naman po sa OFW, ang mga requirements or additional requirements for Manila to Iloilo is a negative RT-PCR tests released at least 3 days before travel. Para sa mga LSI na papuntang Cagayan from Manila, they are allowed to travel except for those bound to Bukidnon, Mahinog, Camiguin, Matungaw, Lanao del Norte. As of September 22, for Manila to Cagayan, LSI moratorium for inbound passengers to Bukidnon, Mahinog, Camiguin, and Matungaw, Lanao del Norte from September 21 to October 4. Para sa mga pasahero galing sa Manila papuntang Dumaguete, ang mga additional requirements for LSI is an LGU acceptance letter. Kindly coordinate po ang receiving LGU para sa acceptance letter. The same with Zamboanga to Dumaguete. Kailangan po kayo ng LGU acceptance letter. Make sure to coordinate with your receiving LGU. As of September 1, the negative RT-PCR test is no longer required for LSIs and Apors for all passengers from Manila to Dumaguete. O pwede po ang bumiyahe ay isang LSI o Apor o returning OFW from Manila patungong Dumaguete. Para naman sa Manila to Butuan, ang mga LSI ay pwede namang bumiyahe except for passengers with Mahinog, Camiguin, and Surigao del Norte, Siargao, and Bukas Grande Islands as final destination. So, as of September 25, my temporary travel restrictions to those places mentioned from September 28 to October 2020. Para naman po sa mga Apor, ang additional requirements is letter of acceptance from the receiving LGU. Kindly coordinate po yung lugar na patunguhan ninyo at maghingi kayo ng letter of acceptance sa kanila. Para naman sa mga returning OFW, to all passengers with Surigao del Norte, Siargao, and Bukas Grande Islands as their final destination should be under OWA care. Para sa mga pasahero na nanggaling Manila papuntang Iligan, ang mga LSI ay hindi pwedeng mag-travel from September 1 to September 30 since Iligan City is on MEC2. Para naman sa mga Apor, so pwedeng bumiyahe, but there is an additional requirements, and these are letter of acceptance from the receiving LGU, and we also need to contact LGU ILIGAN Tourism for proper coordination. Para naman sa mga OFW, pwede silang bumiyahe patungong ILIGAN from Manila with additional requirements. Letter of acceptance from the receiving LGU, and we also need to contact LGU ILIGAN Tourism Office for proper coordination. Para sa mga pasaherong from ILIGAN papuntang Manila, ang mga LSI ay hindi pwedeng mag-travel until September 30. Ang mga Apors ay pwedeng mag-travel with additional certificates. Number 1, Barangay Health Certificate. Number 2, endorsement from Tourism Office. Number 3, medical certificate. Number 4, travel authority. Number 5, certificate of employment. And number 6, company ID. Ang mga OFW are allowed to travel from ILIGAN to Manila with additional requirements. Number 1, Barangay Health Certificate. Number 2, endorsement from Tourism Office. Number 3, medical certificate from City Health Office. Number 4, travel authority from PNP. Number 5, certificate of employment. Number 6, company ID. Para sa mga pasahero from Manila papuntang OZAMIZ, ang mga LSI ay allowed to travel except for passengers bound to Lanao del Sur, Bukidnon, Mahinog, Camiguin, Matungaw, Lanao del Norte, Misamis Occidental as their final destination. And this is until September 30 since Lanao del Sur is on NECQ. Additional requirements for LSI bound to OZAMIZ is a letter of acceptance from the receiving LGU. Para naman po sa mga Apors, ang additional requirements for their travel is letter of acceptance from the receiving LGU, the same with the OFW. Para sa mga LSI patungong or nanggaling sa Cebu patungong Visayas at Mindanao, they are allowed to travel except for passengers bound to Lanao del Sur, Bukidnon, Mahinog, Camiguin, Matungaw, Lanao del Norte as final destinations. Para sa mga Apor at OFW, sila ay allowed na mag-travel patungong Visayas at Mindanao from Cebu ports. Para sa mag-travel papuntang Batangas to ROXAS na LSI, they are allowed to if with prior approval of province or the city. Ang additional requirements are notice of ordination or acceptance letter from the receiving LGU. Ang mga Apor at OFW ay allowed to travel if with prior approval of province or city. So kindly coordinate your city or kung saan kayong probinsya nang galing if you are allowed to travel from Batangas to ROXAS. Manila to Zamboanga, ang mga LSI, Apors, and OFW are allowed to travel except Tawi-Tawi bound. Ang mga pasahero papuntang Zamboanga from Dumaguete, they are also allowed to travel for LSI, OFW, and Apors, except Tawi-Tawi bound. Ang mga sumusunod na lugar ay walang additional travel requirements for LSI, Apors, and OFW. Kailangan nyo lang ang mga basic travel requirements. For LSI, ito ay ang medical clearance certificate issued by city or municipal health office, travel authorization from PNP, and valid ID. Para naman sa returning overseas Filipinos, ang mga requirements ay Bureau of Quarantine Certificate, passport with arrival stamp, ID with proof of residence, and acceptance letter from LGU. At para sa mga Apor, ang mga requirements ay medical clearance certificate issued by city or municipal health office, company ID, and certificate of employment. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell to receive instant travel advisory updates.